How y'all doing? My name is Kamara, and today we're going to have a conversation, and they do not know the topic that we will be talking about. So I'm just going to have everyone introduce themselves.
Kadir, Tazim,
Rashawn.
Yeah. So y'all ready?
Ready.
Okay. So y'all look kind of scared.
You ready?
you ready, right?
So we're going to be talking about the NFL boycott. So as you know, Colin Kaepernick. He actually he started the boycott because of the injustice that's happening in America today. So he wanted to bring awareness to it because he has this platform that he can reach millions of people and they can see him, and so he was taking a knee. So my first question is, do you think he really had a reason to boycott, and why do you think so?
I just want to say personally, I want to give a special shout out to Colin Kaepernick. Like I commend him for what he was doing that with protest.
Okay.
And I think like Naeem and Afi and Najee gonna know about him when they get older. They children. So they did heroic stuff. So he really stood up as a black man. So
I agree.
Shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I agree with anybody should be able to protest any kind of way they want to if they feel any type of wrongdoing is going on, any type of injustice. So, big ups to him, you know what I'm saying? That was big, and he inspired a lot of people.
I want to say definitely like with Bambi also, I agree with what they were saying. Other thing I want to big up to everybody that supported them in the NFL, because you had a lot of other men that was shying away from the situation. If everybody supported them, they need to get their props too.
This man will go down in history books.
So my question is, did he actually have to support that? I know you said big up to just the people that supported him, but I feel like we live in Philadelphia now, right? And as you know, the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, and we haven't been there. I think it was like 13 years or whatever. But everyone is super excited about the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, and it made me think, what happened to the boycott? Are we supporting? Do you know anyone that's actually boycotting the NFL?
I think if there's a few people that's boycotting, I don't know nobody personally, but the NFL is like the biggest sport on the planet. You feel me? I think so. So that's why the Super Bowl wants to surpass everything. You feel me?
So you don't know one. So my question is, you don't know anybody.
I don't know anybody, but I believe people still boycott.
You don't know me?
Watching
I boycott.
Yeah,
I boycott.
Yeah, so what parties go to? You watching?
Listen, I've been watching football since 2015 on the strength that I just felt like us as a community was putting too much energy into it.
There's no bigger game than the Super Bowl.
But now it comes to the Super Bowl now. So I said I haven't watched it 2015. Now the Eagles finally made it to the Super Bowl. First time I watched it was the same Super Bowl when the Eagles last made the Super Bowl. So I feel like I've been doing good since 2015. I might as well, indulge in a little one Super Bowl.
Which is the biggest game on the planet? For the biggest spotlight.
It wasn't Eagles I want to be watching.
I don't know. You watched last year.
No, actually I was there. I was at the place.
You watched the game.
No, I was at the party, but I wasn't there. Just a social setting. I like to be around my people.
I guess. What you think, Tony?
I don't know anybody personally that was boycotting with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Boycott is for the whole season, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not for a game or two.
Since 2015.
What about a month? 4 games. That's a boycott?
No, you have to boycott.
That's hard for you.
I mean, it's whatever. No, can I say something? It's whatever you put out, because it's really hard to boycott something. You got to think about the Montgomery Bus Boycott or whatever. So people weren't getting on the bus. You had people like grandma walking.
Different time period.
But I know. But I'm just saying, it takes effort to do so. But I'm saying we can't discount the people that boycott for 2 or 3 games. That's still a boycott in itself. You know what I'm saying?
I think the reasons for boycotting other things in history were way more serious than the reasons of why people were saying they were going to boycott the NFL. Because in a lot of ways, people had no problem with the NFL until they felt as though they were oppressing Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick chose to protest, and that was his way. He chose to do so. But there were certain powers to be in the NFL who didn't agree with that. So a lot of people feel like he got blackballed and he wasn't able to get a fair shot. You know what I mean? Now, me, I feel as though I know my stuff pretty good. I feel as though Colin Kaepernick's performance is why he didn't get another job. Now,
really?
No. No. Half and half. No.
He's better than 90%
the year Colin Kaepernick, I'm not gonna say it was the whole portion of it. Of course he got no. Of course no. Of course it was some, it wasn't some, he wasn't getting a fair shake either because of what he was doing. That didn't help either. But what I'm saying is, he didn't really produce that well his last season that he played a full season.
So you're saying
he didn't have a good team either, but he was horrible. Like you know what I mean? If you remember,
there's a lot of horrible quarterbacks.
It's like Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
If you remember, the two big names that year were RG3 and Colin Kaepernick. RG3 wasn't on the team this year either because he's horrible as well.
Because he got injury prone.
Yeah, but their production both was bad. If Colin Kaepernick would have got signed, and he might have got signed if it wasn't for the protests and everything. But if he would have got signed, he wouldn't have been a starter. He would have been a backup somewhere.
I disagree with that.
Colin Kaepernick's not.
I haven't watched the football.
He's not. Yeah, I watch football, and I'm telling you,
he's
not good enough to be a starter on the
team.
But we're not even saying a starter. We saying he would have got. He would have got.
I'm talking about his production.
He can read.
Did you watch him play his last season? No. Did you watch him play his last season?
I was watching the 49ers, but I seen the house.
So you haven't seen him, so you don't know. Like
but
his production was
bad. He would have got a contract though. Like
he could have been a backup somewhere.
All right, so the fact that he wasn't a backup is something. Like
I said it was. I didn't say it was the whole thing, but his production also played a part. That's what I'm saying. Like the protests and the people, the fact that people didn't like that. That also played a part, but his performance also played a part too.
So why do you think a lot of other people don't see the injustice the way he's seen it? Like, you know what I'm saying? The other football players.
I think people see
a lot of football players did support him.
I think a lot of players support him.
No, but
Malcolm Jenkins.
A lot of players support. But what is support though? What is support?
I guess they're not doing the same thing he's doing. Did they take the knee? And then
a lot of players
people start taking the knee for other reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what maybe.
It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Back to my original thing. Like a lot of people didn't have a problem with the NFL until they felt like they was doing Colin Kaepernick wrong. Like you know what I mean? So the fact that nobody really
wrong as far as he didn't get
nobody had a real it wasn't a real strong willpower to boycott it because it wasn't that deep of a problem to begin with.
I do want to say
what?
Like you take it back to Montgomery boycott. Is that
was a way more serious
situation? I'm gonna say this. It was still people that were still going on bus, and they had to be by the community. They had to be taken off the bus. It was forced. It was people still that still wasn't going with the program, and like, they took action.
There's always people that's not.
And it's people that was with it that took action to make that boycott be successful as it was. That's what we do. So it's always gonna be a boycott. Only the same problem. People not going with the flow.
Wait, let's talk about what's the problems in the NFL. Let's talk about that.
That's my question. How y'all feel about men like Jerry Jones or Jeffrey Lurie or Arthur Blank? All these men are white men and they own all the teams and all the players is black. Like 90% of the players is black. So how do you feel about that?
Them being white owning the team isn't the problem. Some of these people's ideals and their morals and their ideologies is the problem. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say every white man that owns a football team is a racist or a fascist or looks down on people. You know, being white isn't a sin. What you think and how you feel about things and how you view things. That's the problem and that's the discussion people need to have. And and it's deeply rooted. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to accuse anybody like the people you just named. I'm not going to accuse them of anything. I've never heard any wrong about Jeffrey Lurie. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? It's other owners that have showed some dark sides. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to just say just because Jeffrey Lurie owns a football team, he needs to step down and let a black man, I'm not going to say that either. Everybody still got to fight the same fight, you know what I mean? As far as business-wise.
My problem is the problem, like, for example, we talk about movies or whatever, and they say, oh, you have all these white actors or whatever. We're the black actors. And the whole thing is there's no black person in the room. You get it? So the fact that you have no black person in the room, you can't address certain problems. You can't, like, the ability is different. Like, you can't address certain problems. Certain things that go on, sometimes you can't even see it because you're not the same color. You get it? And that's why we need other black owners to address these problems.
Also, too, that I think, like, what you were saying, like, these white owners, stuff like that, I think it's like, you were saying 75% of, like, the NFL is probably black.
Like
probably more than that.
Like
the players?
Yeah. I think, but just because that number, we can hold the owners to some type of accountability to the community. Whether how they feel about it or not, we should hold that people to our community. But I think the downfall is that everybody that's in the NFL, like, they don't view the community as being, like, as important to them. Or they don't see the responsibility to take care of the community. I think that's one of the problems.
I agree with that too.
But I think because of the amount of people, we definitely should hold these owners. I don't care how you feel about us. You want have some type of, you want to cut a check to our community. Yeah. You're not gonna disrespect our community on TV.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what you think about Diddy? He's saying like, so I watched the interview that he did on the Breakfast Club, and he was saying, we as a group need to own like at least like a team or
I'm
something.
predicting.
Like
I'm predicting that.
I don't think he
he's
have the
gonna
money to
own
do
one.
it.
I'm predicting black
He
people.
can't do
gonna
it by
own
himself.
Yeah, he
gonna
needs people to go
need,
with.
he would need other people to do
And I
it
think
with
he putting together like an investment group or whatever that people, they can put their money together.
If I was a better person, I think it's gonna happen. Because we did everything else. Why not?
I hope they happen because I think
That'd
it's
be a good
beneficial.
start for us. One franchise at a time. So.
Yeah, I think that's good. But, so I can't believe y'all say y'all know nobody that
I
that
boycotted.
Like,
I boycotted.
Before Colin, I support what he was doing.
So what was he actually fighting for? You know what I'm saying?
It was like police brutality, like blacks not getting the justice we deserve. I guess that's what it was protest.
Okay.
I think they even sent out a signal to sign like because you got NFL like you said the major platform people everybody watch it, especially all the black people watch it. He was like this what this country say they stand for is not what it is and out in the streets in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was his main reason. Like that was the perfect place to do that because like everybody I'm not even sure what the anthem is, but it's not what it's saying.
I just think if we had more people, like for example, like more athletes, the same like look at back in the day, athletes. Look at Muhammad Ali, like they had this stance, like they had this platform. So
Colin Kaepernick, he is the modern day Muhammad Ali.
No, I understand that, but I feel
I'm
like
not
we
sure
need
you
more.
can say that either. I'm not sure you can say that.
I wouldn't say that at all. Muhammad Ali was way more.
Muhammad Ali had so much more strength. Like not more strength. He was with the Nation Islam very heavy. That's like one of the extra.
He made someone like Muhammad Ali proud right now. This man is proud of
That's
him.
true.
He's not like
but he's not the modern day Muhammad Ali.
And I don't think he's speaking out as much. Like Muhammad Ali did a lot. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't see him doing that much.
Social media. Follows Instagram.
It shouldn't be that hard for me to see it though. That's what I'm trying to say. We got social media like.
You have to follow his man.
It shouldn't be that hard.
I feel like personally,
I follow. He's not doing
personally, I feel like personally with Colin Kaepernick, I feel like he, his stance that he took, I think it's something that kind of just spiraled out of control. I think he just kind of went with the flow.
Yeah, he
like I don't really when I look at him, I think so. Sometimes some of the things that I see involving Colin Kaepernick seem very gimmicky to me. Like I feel like I don't feel like it's really. This
man was gonna lose his job. He knew that. He knew he was gonna be blackballed. He knew he was gonna lose his job.
Yeah,
so he still put all in the line.
And did he come from money or something like that too?
I'm just saying, like
this man employed right now. You know what he did was heavy. Like
he's
go down with Muhammad Ali, all that.
The thing is, I don't want to hang on.
Oh man,
he's not listening to people.
Yeah.
I
think
you gotta get some time for greatness.
No,
let him get some time to be great.
50 years from now, people gonna have another story of it.
Yeah, let's get some time.
During Muhammad Ali time, during that time, nobody looked at him.
That's true. It's always after the fact. You gotta remember.
Athletes in that light. Athletes and certain people that were involved with political and social change years ago, they were given plans and ways for people to do things to come together. They were having events. They were doing things. They weren't just tweeting on Instagram. Tweeting on Twitter.
But you gotta say different times.
He's not doing that now. He's not doing
What is he really changing? And what is he really doing besides, if anything, just bringing attention to itself? What changes?
What organization?
But don't name one of the organizations. Like, what organizations?
Yeah,
and what also? What is that? Is that directly?
How is that directly?
Is that directly changing something?
Like community. Like by
the
time we get to the community, it's like
him protesting and saying what he wanted to say. It's nothing wrong with that. But I think because he did that, people kind of put him on a pedestal. You know what I mean?
Because
I feel like because he did it and nobody else is doing that.
So I think we need more people stand up. You have people in the NFL that actually.
Nobody else is doing that.
Who else is doing that?
There's a lot of
in basketball, yeah, LeBron James. Who was it?
It's players.
No, I said
basketball is a whole different.
Much different. Yeah.
Basketball. We talking like somebody that's on that level with the public. You feel me?
See, basketball.
LeBron James.
They said.
I didn't even know they said nothing.
No, but basketball is way more accepting to races and different cultures because basketball is global. The NFL is just it's so big and it's a giant, but it's in one place. When you look at the NBA, you got players from all over the world playing and from different countries, and it's globally accepted. People all over the world love basketball. Like when these players go overseas, you know what I mean? They're like, they're like guys. But if you send Colin Kaepernick to Japan or China, they might not even know who he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know somebody like Jefferson. You see somebody like Jefferson and watch it for years. You know,
They
I don't
would know
know.
who he is. They know who he is.
I don't,
'Cause
maybe not to a bigger scale.
Yeah, they
if
still
LeBron
watch
James goes
TV.
over there,
Yeah.
or Kobe Bryant,
Yeah, it's
like
different.
no, he making
it's-
a good point.
you know what I
though.
mean? Like it's a different outlook.
The
Like,
stand Colin Kaepernick took another. I didn't see no other black athlete.
I didn't see anybody in the NFL doing it. So for the NFL, I think that was big. It was no
lose
other.
his job. This man lost his job. This man unemployed.
I think
In the
He's
NBA,
fine.
in the NBA, they would have supported him.
Yeah.
The NBA was very supporting of the whole,
Yeah.
you know, the whole black, you know, pride thing. Like they were very behind
So
it.
my
Like,
question is, why didn't we support him as much? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't the communities? Like, 'cause if we said we don't know, I did.
I think people support him the way they knew how to support him. The best way they knew how.
Turn off the TV. Like, don't watch the game. Like, it's not like we talking about don't spend money because you have don't buy this shirt. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we saying turn off the TV.
I don't
like
think
that's
people
it.
were quote unquote mad enough for the NFL to do that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think
And
people.
that's the problem.
The NFL, but you know. The NFL showed its ugly head a little bit, with the
NFL
whole,
is racist
with
now.
but they showed that ugly side, and that's what people were upset about. But beforehand, when Colin Kaepernick, before he, you know, if nobody would have said nothing and let him do that every weekend, nobody
I
would
think
say
maybe
nothing
if
about the
Colin
NFL.
Kaepernick would
Like,
have tried to explain more, like, you know, like to the community.
I think
like,
sometimes
exactly, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
not about what you say, it's about what you do. Like I think he took the stance. I think like now,
Because
like
he's saying most people don't even know how they were so racist, or you know what I'm saying, like looking at the NFL. So maybe if it was more explanation to people, like exactly what's going on, you get it? 'Cause maybe
They protested NFL in New York, the headquarters.
I mean, then they knew, and people knew. I'm trying to figure out why people didn't support that much then. Well, people that we know, like
I
I
don't-
saw people that
The
I know.
NFL is the biggest organization, entertainment.
I don't think
on the
protests
planet is the
nowadays
NFL.
hold as much weight as they used to anyway.
But wasn't it a boycott? Was it a boycott? It was boycott. It was stop watching the games. It was stop watching.
I would
gotta
like to
stop
see the
watching.
numbers.
You
How
gotta
many
stop
people
watching.
stopped
They
watching?
said
Yeah,
Ray
I
did
like-
go down.
how
you
many-
guys people start watching?
Like who was really boycotting?
Yeah.
A
Like,
lot of people was upset. I'm
Like
just
I
not
said,
watching.
I know a handful of brothers that.
I want to see if their numbers went down this year. I would like to see
All right,
that.
so that's something we got to check out because we got to see it.
I want to know.
That's
I
what's
hope
come down to
you
it.
boycott it.
Yeah, boycott the Super Bowl.
I'm not boycotting.
I'm not. Yeah, I want to take that. 'Cause I'm
Not this year because the Eagles.
Fly,
Not
Eagles,
this year.
fly.
Yeah. Not this year.